Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life where you are? How's things in your world? Please let me know. Seriously, let me know in the comments. Tell me how things are going. I asked you on Friday to tell me how school was going in your area because that was a concern here. Like, suddenly there's a whole bunch of parents homeschooling who've never had to do that before, and how do you handle that situation? Today, I just want to know how you're doing. You know, are you handling this, and how are you handling this? Because it's tough. And I tell you what, I have, well, I don't have experience. That's not true. But Keighley, the youngest, stayed with me this weekend. She stayed Friday, Saturday, Sunday. She just left, like 10 minutes ago. And it's 8 or 9, or I don't know, it's late. It's late o'clock at night. No. And it's been a very long time since she stayed. And it's been even longer since she spent multiple nights here. And she stayed last weekend. That's not true. So she did stay recently. And she said, Dad, I want to stay again. And I said, okay. And so she asked if she could stay again this weekend. And I said, sure. And she did great. She's 11. And she's finally at an age where she can be a little bit self-sufficient. She can be a little bit self-entertaining. And I told her, like, baby girl, I have to work. Tomorrow is a work day. And even though I'm home, that doesn't mean that I can play. Like, I have to work. So you have to let me work. And she said, okay. And I set those rules in place, and it went great. You know, she was here the whole day. She waited till I got done with work. She asked if we could take a motorcycle ride, so we did. It went great. And on top of that, we had a really good weekend together. Last weekend when she was here and she stayed, her and Em started talking about kind of redoing her room. When we moved in here in 2012, all of the walls were primer. There was no paint on any of the walls, and we never painted. So all of the walls got covered in children's handprints that are impossible to clean. And then both of my children have always been very free to kind of just experience the world. And that freedom lends itself to, you know, odd things being smashed into carpet that doesn't come out of carpet, animals that tear holes in carpet, you know. So their rooms have been bad for a long time, and they've sat, you know, I don't want to say they sat vacant, but they've sat unused for a long time. And so she got really excited about the idea of setting up a new space for her. And so she came over, and I said, let's just do it. Let's just get started. And we went upstairs, and we just gutted her room. She held on to a few things she wanted to keep, some favorite toys, a few keepsakes, but for the vast majority of the things that have been here, you know, they moved out almost 3 years ago. And so most of the stuff that was here, if it was clothing, it didn't fit her anymore. And if it was toys, she had long forgotten about it and wasn't interested in it. So we were able to just pretty much bag up her entire room and toss it. She had a loft bed, which she hated. So, for I don't know, years now, she's had just a mattress on the floor because she didn't want to sleep in the loft bed anymore. So we tore the loft bed apart and sold it on Facebook, and we sold some other stuff that was there. She had a little tiny vanity that was made for little girls. We sold that on Facebook. We got rid, most of the toys and stuff got boxed up for donation. But it was good. It was a good weekend, and it was very exhausting, and but also very rewarding. We're gonna do laminate flooring in there. We're going to buy her a new bed and a desk and a dresser and, new lights and a rug. She's picked out, she wants a rug here. She's like, can I have an accent wall or can I get a tapestry? And just seeing her get excited about it was really good. And so yesterday, my oldest came over, and she's a little bit more reserved with her emotion. And I asked her, like, do you want to redo your room too? And she said, yeah. And so that got me excited because she hasn't wanted to stay with me for a very long time. Basically, she hasn't, a couple nights a year kind of thing. And there's a whole lot of reasons behind it. It's not that we have a bad relationship. It's just she doesn't want to be here. She wants to be where she is, and I fully understand that, and I fully respect that. And I'm not going to force my child to come here because there's a court order or whatever. But seeing her get excited about the idea of redoing her room was pretty rewarding. So I had a very busy weekend, and of course, isn't anybody surprised that my shop is a disaster again? I feel like I between projects, I clean it and I get excited about the space, and then I just destroy it again, because I think it's like anything. You know, if you have a tool, you'll use it. Well, I think it's the same as if when a tool is available, you'll use it. So when you can find it, when it's in its place, you go, oh, I can make something real quick. So I made a cat tree this week for Keighley's little kitten, and I finished it up, and then I made some stuff for M. M wants to start streaming on probably Twitch or something at some point. So I made her some stands to hold a green screen. So, you know, everything's torn apart right now. We tore apart a bunch of the furniture that we got rid of, and I have all the hardware down here, like concealed hinges and stuff. So everything's a mess. Everything is out of order. It needs to get back in order and back to normalcy. But I can, you know what, I can still say that. I can still say things are normal here, because this stay in place order really hasn't changed the way that I do things very much at all. I don't go out very often. It just means I can't have guests over. So, how are things where you are? Are you getting housework done? I've heard a lot of people say, I'm getting all kinds of housework done that's never gotten done because I haven't had the time to do it. What are you getting done, or do you have plans to do some housework during this stay-at-home time? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. The word today is ambiguity. It is a noun meaning uncertainty or lacking clear definition. Poets who revel in ambiguity are one of the reasons many people hate poetry. Ambiguity. A-M-B-I-G-U-I-T-Y.